Thanks, Andrea. We'll talk about your razzle dazzle. The Tony Award-winning musical Chicago made a big splash on the stage at the Tennessee Performing Arts Center for opening night last night. The damsels in distress and jailhouse corruption in the 1920s in the Windy City sure kept attorney Billy Flynn busy, and you will for sure recognize the man who plays this memorable role. We are delighted to welcome the star of Chicago, John O'Hurley, to Talk of the Town. So great to have you with us.
Thanks for inviting me. Nice to share the couch with you this morning.
Thank you very much. So the show was great last night.
Gosh, we had a great time. What a great audience, and especially a town that appreciates music and its sense of culture so much. We had a sold-out house, and we could not have had a more responsive audience. Yeah,
it was fun being in the middle of it because you could tell that everybody really loved the show.
Yeah, if you think it was fun, you should have been on stage. We had a lot more fun than you did.
I don't know. I'd argue with you on that. We had a blast. So let's talk about this show because it has such a rich history. You've played the role of Billy Flynn how many times?
Well, I've probably done it more than any actor, well over 1,000. I've kind of lost count, but it's still, you know, every night it's still new to me. I always say, before I go on stage every night, I say one prayer, and that is, God, let me be surprised. And it's as simple as that, and that way, and I've done this throughout my career. That way, I go on stage and I'm ready to listen, and I'm ready to respond by basically what I hear. So I don't go on with any preconceived notions. And I'll say that the role is 1,000 times richer than it was when I started in 2005.
I bet it is. Talk about Billy Flynn. What kind of a character is he, and why is he so rich and so fun to play?
Well, he's one of the best leading men ever written into a Broadway musical. Certainly he has the best entrance and the best exit that they've ever given a character. But in between, I think he represents what Broadway has lost over the years, the sense of the elegant leading man. He's the sharp-tongued, charismatic lawyer who drives the show. But I add something into him that I think is unique. I find in the moments of the show a certain paternal quality about him, which I think is really helpful, and I think it makes Billy a little rounder and a little bit. He isn't so monochromatic. He's not just you know, an aggressive lawyer that's looking for the fast you know, the fast buck.
Yeah, we get to see your dancing prowess. Of course, we've seen that before on Dancing with the Stars. You came within an inch of winning, and have won.
Actually, I won the dance-off, so
right.
it was. I did have my my moment of victory at the end, but I had that was God's little mistake with putting me on stage. But I had more fun in that show, and it taught me so much. Taught me about the freedom of movement, and it shows up on stage now.
It certainly does.
Yeah, I really.
And I loved hearing you sing.
I started off in opera.
Great voice you have.
Well, I started off there, moved back to Broadway, and it's been a slow descending spiral ever since.
Talk about your cast members in Chicago, because you handpicked them, it sounds like.
I get my pick of the best, and I've got Bianca American and Tara McLeod playing Roxy and Vilma, and they are the two best that have ever done this role. This cast that we've assembled, and Roz Ryan playing Mama, this cast that we've assembled and on a tour with around the country is, I think, the best ever assembled. And you know, we feel it on stage that it couldn't rock any more than it does. And as I say, I've done over 1,000 shows, so I know from where I speak.
The staging is very different than when I've seen this play before. It's really kind of stripped down so that you just focus completely on the actors and actresses.
And this is what makes Chicago such a unique experience, because the orchestra is right on stage with you. And there are no sets. Everything is done in skit-style humor. So it depends on the audience's imagination to recreate everything that's going on. And I think shows on the theater are so much more successful when they are theatrical in that way and stop providing all of these set changes and everything that you need. Get down to the core of what the show is, and you'd be surprised how successful they are, and how intriguing and embracing that the show can be for an audience.
You have so many other projects in the works besides this. Books, plays, TV shows.
I have a new TV show coming up. Bryan Cranston of Breaking Bad fame. Bryan and I have been best friends for years, and we have a new TV series together that he's producing and I'm starring in, starting in December. And it's a remake of an old black and white series that, using computer generation, they're removing the lead character from the '59 series and putting me in. So I'm there talking to everybody as they were 55 years ago, and I now can say anything I want, so it's maybe the funniest thing I've ever been involved with.
That sounds fascinating. Yeah. Well, if you haven't had a chance yet to see Chicago, I think you're going to love John in it and all the other amazing characters as well. Thank you so much for being with us today.
So great to be with you.
Really enjoyed it. All right, Chicago is on stage at the Tennessee Performing Arts Center through Sunday. You can get tickets and more information online at tpac.org.